Hey, what is going on YouTube? Ron here. We've got a special one for you guys today for a few reasons. Number one, because I'm playing the Trash Guard. No, I'm just kidding. The Vanguard is a decent battleship in the right circumstances. Number two, this was an incredibly sweaty game from stream count-ins, and basically most players on both teams were in the game, so a lot of great competition. And number three, because I ended up getting Zarkun, and he just put a video of us not doing so great in the Ruprecht. I just wanted to speak on that just a little bit. I think a gentleman named Bill came into my stream from the comments from my Awami video and was like, dude, I knew this one was going to end up on YouTube. I potatoed. And Bill, you handled it like a champ, number one. Number two, don't worry. YouTubers only put up our best games, which is why I wanted to put up this game. We do fantastic in the Vanguard. But just keep that in mind when you see a video or you see a stream, and you guys kind of see from, there are some streams where I have fantastic games. This was one of them. I had, on this stream, I think I had 3 or 4 highlights that you guys will probably see me in the same shirt and hat. But last night, for example, I didn't do so great. So, the game has its ebbs and flows, peaks and valleys. So just keep that in mind. Just try to improve off of each game. Just a little side note. And if somebody puts you in a video, it's really not a big deal. But now back to the gameplay here. This is Capture the Base, and I just think Capture the Base, as we mentioned Zarkun, we take a cheeky little shot over the islands. So thank you to Twisted. He's an excellent destroyer player. And that's honestly the difference in a lot of games is destroyer play. As we get a decent AP salvo. I like to have the AP loaded in every battleship and cruiser with 8-inch guns and above, even 7-inch per se in the P bag and the Talon. But you always want that AP loaded just in case you catch somebody broadside on that opening salvo. When you're undetected and they're caught broadside, they don't know where you are, whatever. AP is just the better solution. But in the Vanguard and all of the British battleships really are going to be ships you want to utilize the HE in. Now, that being said, you still have fantastic AP, and for this salvo, we're not going to switch to the HE. We're just going to go ahead and take a shot at this Lightning, even though I think I missed this shot. Yeah, I think his engine got taken out, so I think I just whiffed that shot. You can see my reaction on stream. A little high as well, so RNG dependent, but Twisted actually manhandles this Lightning, and I think this was one of the only people not in the stream. So Twisted is an excellent destroyer player. I really appreciate when he's on my team, and I really, really hate when he's against me, but and honestly, that is the difference in this game. Because this game mode is not Capture the Base, as we mentioned, it is very easy once you lose that first destroyer to kind of just lose your game flow. Now, Twisted is free to rain torps and spots for free on the right side of the map there, if you're looking this way. But we have our defensive position here in the Vanguard. And this position, as we mentioned before, and especially for the Vanguard and a lot of other ships, is a much better position for your ship. You can slowly reverse in. You have most of your guns on target while still being angled, and you can accelerate out of position if need be. Here, I actually said it on stream. I was like, man, I really don't want to shoot Zarkun, but there's no one else to target. Zarkun is in the similar position as I am. We're both excellent players. He's an excellent player. If you guys don't know him, make sure you guys check out his channel. I'll make sure he comments or checks out this video, or we'll post a link somewhere. But and that's what we're doing right now is we are basically damage farming. I saw a post the other day, and it was like just talking about different things. And it was like, yeah, Aaron only damage farms, which if you've watched me for any amount of time, you know is absolutely not the case. But in a battleship, your primary job, other than shooting destroyers and radar cruisers, is to get damage and also use your HP. So we were in the middle position here because that is where we spawned. Now, Atlantic is one of those maps that's just difficult to, sometimes you can flow a little right, a little left. Atlantic, like we mentioned, is just, I hate Atlantic for this reason and it Capture the Base. Because on Domination, you have to play the capture points, right? You have to get 2 out of the 3 capture points and not die, not have a majority of your ships die. But here we do have boats and potatoes in the Massachusetts, and because I am kind of a flanking battleship and he is more of a tanking battleship per se, he is pushing up into that position and getting a good firing angle and also attracting a little bit of damage. Our destroyers are on the flanks, and it's just an overall fun competitive game. I have a lot of fun with you guys, a lot of these member count-ins. Like I said, I think other than that Lightning, every single player on both teams was in the stream. So, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel and join us on Saturdays and Sundays for the most part. Do have to take some vacations here soon. But Gunny and Scout were on those inside islands providing good support for their team. Zarkun was doing what the Georgia does, although any chance you can get to cycle your guns in a battleship, you should do so. Now, wasting shots is not necessarily the best play, but also we have nothing else to shoot at, so why not throw those shells out there in the hope to even get 1 or 2 penetrations. But because Zarkun is an excellent player, he understands the game, he is angling out. There is no reason for Zarkun to be just in a central position right now, because he'd already be dead, right? There is this bravado amongst battleship players, and sometimes you do need to sacrifice your health, which a few of our teammates do, but unnecessarily risking your ship just for some false form of bravado is not the way to play. But here we're getting back in that central position, utilizing our angles and shooting any available target. As I've said so many times before, capture the base is basically team deathmatch, but you still don't want to give up a flank. You still don't want to overload one side. And if you'll notice, our team has nearly perfect position. Our DD is a little far north, but you can see that the other DD was spotted in a similar region. So he's doing his job, right? I think this was a Z-23. And you can see Jaquil over there in a summer. So we've got the DD trapped between a battleship, a cruiser, and a destroyer. Nobody's overextending, and nobody has donated their health points except for one battleship, which I think got caught. So games like this really excite me because it shows me that the people that watch mine, Zarkun's, a lot of the community contributor videos, that they understand the game. And honestly, games like these are a lot more fun for me. I do prefer to win, but I much prefer close losses than I do heavy wins, if that makes sense. Games are over in 4 and 5 minutes nowadays, and it's just not fun to me. The absolute swamp fest, it doesn't allow you to really play the game. This is not a fast-paced shooter, although Wargaming wants it to be. Wargaming thinks that you guys are too stupid to understand logic and strategy, and for the most part, they're right. Here we have a beautiful lead on this Mogami. We are undetected, utilizing this island here, but still very close to the action. We've got ourselves within range of nearly every battleship. We get a nice shot there, almost get the Dev Strike, but RNG said no. So we get the Citadel, but take a good chunk of that Mogami's health. Another great example of utilizing your ammo selection choice. So far, we have 75,000 damage. Not really a lot, but for an average game, this is exactly what you want out of a battleship. We've attracted a little bit of damage, not too much. We are utilizing island cover, and we are shooting appropriate targets here. This North Carolina he went ahead and pushed up, trying to get a crossfire on the opposite side of the map here, but because our team did a fantastic job of focusing him and positioning, you can see the Parker, the 8-year-old phenom there, take him out. Parker's position on the inside of the island there was pretty fantastic, as you can see him call for help, but because he pushed out just a touch too far, he did get focused down. Why? Because the enemy team is also full of great players, and anytime one little mistake is exposed, you're going to pay for it. Here might have been a mistake, but I was waiting for this shot. I knew Gunny and Scout wanted me, so we hit the brakes, and he flies right by. But we hit the brakes and turn in, and the Vanguard is one of the few battleships. There's, the Burgoyne, the Vanguard. Different fast battleships can, dodge like that. So you want to keep up to speed. You want to, keep moving in the Vanguard. Now, sailing continuously broadside is definitely not the play, and you need to be aware of your angles, which is why sometimes, I'm flanking in different positions like that. And also, always paying attention to your situational awareness. Here, the Z-23 has moved up. He's doing a pretty good job. And we're trying to get this Mogami, but after smacking the Mogami for a good, almost half of his health, we want to, he dodged fairly well. And that is the job, honestly, of those Japanese cruisers. I think I said I played the Mogami last night, and it was a lot of fun. Here we have Gunny and Scout holding this central island position, fairly well. And I would maybe not recommend that position in a battleship, but there weren't that many cruisers in the game, so that island right there is a very good position for heavy DPM ships or even a battleship in this situation. But because Gunny and Scout are wilder rebuilding, we go ahead and pop our reload booster. We want to get him off the board. He's got just enough angle with our AP that we're doing good chunk penetration. So we aim high, we aim for the upper belt, and down goes Gunny. Love you, Gunny. You're a great dude, but had to take you off the board there. So still a very close game, and our team is actually still losing on points. But if you know strategy, you know that we have the better position here. At this point in the game, I'm going to go ahead and push out on this flank. Our cruiser behind us went back in. And here you see me single fire, and you might be wondering, Aaron, why are you doing that? Well, I'm single firing because this Mogami has shown, intelligence and shown that he is going to dodge. So if I were to full salvo and he dodges, guaranteed that I miss almost all of those. Instead, we actually got 1 overpen on that last shot and 1 pen on this shot. So instead of missing a complete salvo and getting 0 damage, we've gotten 5,000 damage off of a 15,000 health Mogami. So now he's down to about 11 and 12. We get another overpen, and despite not dev striking him, we are getting consistent penetration damage off of him. Also, single firing is not less accurate than full salvoing. I know that's kind of a rumor out there. Single firing allows you just less shells in the air as opposed to full salvoing. That's why it appears less accurate. Just a little misconception out there. In the meantime, though, the Z kind of retreated, and Jaquil actually got some great torpedoes. I should have saved my heal. I popped my heal a little preemptively here, but the Vanguard is one of the only unique ships where it's got like a 6-second super heal, so you can heal back all of that damage very fast. Jaquil pops up, and of course, after torping me, I have to throw some shots his way. I do miss because the Vanguard is not the most accurate ship, and ideally I would have liked HE, but even if you have the AP loaded, you want to throw shots at destroyers whenever you can. Even 1 overpen from a battleship is worth 1,000 damage, and you can see with a ship as low as the Summers is in this situation, 2 or 3 overpens from multiple different battleships, he's dead, right? If we have 3 or 4 people, and you can actually see a lot of those my teammates throwing shots at him from 15, 16 kilometers, which you just love to see. They probably didn't hit him. You're probably not going to hit them, and that's going to ruin your accuracy, which is why my accuracy is not. My accuracy is actually very good, but that's part of the reason I have a lower accuracy is I'll take blind fires and just throw shots, at 15, 16 kilometers there at destroyers. So, but it is very rewarding once you hit. RNG wanted to troll me this game, and Scout gets on the lucky end of it. Not really, because he goes down shortly after this, thanks to Mr. Boats and Potatoes there. What a great name for legends, right? But we get Scout on the nose there, and if we would have hit one more shell, we would have got him. So GG Scout, love you, buddy. Love your accent. He sounds like Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean. Do you feel dead yet? But Scout, he's a good guy. And now, because we have a battleship with over half health, about, actually not that long left in the game, we're going to go ahead and push in here. Our team is still a very close game. Our team has done a fantastic job of focusing ships. The Bismarck was full health, but he decided to sail broadside across most of our team, and he's going to lose a lot of that. You can't really blame him, though. We took a shot at Zarkun and actually ended up with a high caliber there. 125, not really a high number, but it was 30% of the team's overall health, which is high caliber. And yeah, here's the Bismarck, and the Z, while he played very well for most of the game, I'm not sure why he moved into range of the Bismarck secondaries, or more so the range of the Bismarck's hydro. I know he wanted to get torpedoes off, but he would have had a much better play moving farther into the enemy spawn, trying to hunt Jaquil. The Z-23 is one of the best hunter-killer destroyers with that long-range hydro, and they're not the best guns, but they're decent guns. In the meantime, though, we are going to face forward. Why are we facing forward? There is a destroyer in front of us. We don't mind giving up a decent or a little bit of chunk damage to that Bismarck. He's not going to citadel us at this angle, and you can see the torpedoes actually passed us there on the left side. Always bow into torpedoes and give broadside to battleships. I know that seems, counterproductive, but especially if you know that a destroyer is torping you, as we knew Jaquil was. He's a great player. Torpedoes never overpin. Shells often do, right? Now, sometimes you will get deleted, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Here, Jaquil pops up because that Z is rushing the Bismarck for some reason. I have no idea why, but Jaquil knows if he can get that Z off the board, that is a huge win for his team. Unfortunately, though, we are right here in position to back up our teammate, which is how the game should go. You make a play, your team makes a different play. We get Jaquil here. He also probably threw those torps and was hoping that we would go into range or be distracted by him shooting and potentially take those. We threw a shot at Zarkun. Unfortunately, it shatters. It would have been the nice double strike here as we get a nice shot on the main at, 16, 17 kilometers. Pop the Pitadel there, the Pity Citadel with... I feel like you always get a Citadel when a ship has like 2,000 health left, right? But unfortunately do not get the double strike as time is winding down here. So just a fantastic game. A nice even damage total with a high caliber. 4 kills, just missed the Kraken on scout there. And I think another ship, I think we got it there. But a nice little damage total and XP total for the fun, sweaty count in. So huge shout out to everyone in this game. I think, 14 people were in the stream here. So just a lot of fun competition. Now, obviously, the XP totals are not as high because there's less ribbons from, capture the base as opposed to domination, which is why I just hate capture the base. But regardless, just a fun game. So Thunder, Boats, thanks for helping me in the division. There's Arcoon. GG's as always. Had to get you back for the Prince Ruprecht video. But like we mentioned in the beginning, guys, sometimes you're going to be in a video, sometimes you can make the video. Just try to support your team and do what your team needs and, play your ship's role as it's meant to be played. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Love you guys. Hey, run out. Peace.